In the mist-filled valleys of Kashmir, where chinars whisper ancient tales and the Dal Lake reflects the sky like a dream, there once roamed a royal being, proud, graceful, and free. They called him Hangul, the Kashmir Stag, the last true monarch of these mountains. A century ago, the Hangul was everywhere. Thousands of these red-brown deer moved like shadows through the forests of Dachigam, Kishtwar and Tral. Their antlers touched the golden light of dawn. Their calls echoed across the snowy ridges of the Zabarwan range. The Hangul was not just an animal, he was the heartbeat of Kashmir's wilderness, a living emblem of grace, strength and freedom. But as time moved on, his kingdom began to shrink. Forests fell silent under the sound of axes and guns. Grasslands turned to grazing grounds. Poachers took lives in the shadows, and human footsteps replaced the sound of hooves. From thousands, they fell to hundreds, then to barely a few dozen. The Hangul, once the pride of an entire valley, stood on the edge of extinction. In the 1970s, alarm bells rang. Only about 150 Hanguls were left. It was a cry for help from a vanishing world. Scientists, forest guards, and local communities began to fight back. They launched Project Hangul, a dream to save what little was left. And slowly, ever so slowly, hope began to return.
Project Hangul is a conservation program started to protect the Kashmir Stag from extinction. It mainly focuses on improving the habitat of Hangul, controlling poaching, and increasing population inside Dachigam National Park and nearby areas. Under this project, wildlife experts and forest officials regularly monitor the animal and study their behavior. The main aim is to bring back the lost glory of this Hangul.
Tiny herds reappeared in the valleys. Newborn calves took their first trembling steps in Dachigam's meadows. It was nature's fragile promise that maybe it was not too late. Today, the Hangul still survives, but just barely. Around 280 souls living in a single park, surrounded by human pressure, by silence, by memory. Each one is precious, each life a reminder of what we stand to lose. If we lose the Hangul, we lose a part of Kashmir's soul.
I'm Sheikh Haiz, a wildlife filmmaker, conservationist from Kashmir. The Hangul or Kashmir Stag is the only surviving subspecies of red deer in the Indian subcontinent, and it's now confined mostly to the Dachigam National Park and its adjoining area.
Wildlife experts watch them with love and worry. Rangers guard them with sleepless eyes. Every birth is celebrated, every death felt like a wound. The Hangul has no voice to plead. It is we, the people of this valley, who must speak for Hangul. The forests of Dachigam still echo with his call, deep, haunting, proud. When the sun touches the snow on Hamuk, you can almost see him standing tall, his antlers shining like the crown of a forgotten king. But the question remains, will the next generation ever see him roam free? Or will he live only in our photographs, our stories, and our regrets?
To be able to conserve this species, we must and need to understand the basic ecological concept of this animal. We need to understand the movement ecology, where the animal goes, the genetic diversity, whether the animal has enough genetic diversity to survive in wild on its own. We need to understand its breeding biology and see whether any gaps exist in its basic ecology.
The story of the Hangul is the story of Kashmir itself, beautiful, resilient, and wounded, yet still breathing, still fighting, still alive. If we protect his forests, we protect our rivers. If we guard his life, we guard our own heritage. Let not the last roar of the Hangul fade into silence. Let it echo forever, through every valley, every mountain, and every heart that still beats for Kashmir.